Dan and Nico. And I
Because it's a fucking rock dungeon.
Yeah, and I saved at the next place we're going to, which is the Gondwan Settlement. You're here to solve the riddle of the rock. Nope.
No, we're written now.
Here's some advice for you: steer clear of the mountain. I don't know what kind of treasure's up there, but it's not worth your life. That means we should go there immediately. By the way, if my voice sounds a little fucked, it's because my sinuses have been acting up for the past few days, because it's that time of year. So, you know.
But like, it's not even spring.
Alright, so there's 2 items here.
There's like...
I think we use reveal here, if I'm remembering right.
I think so. It looks like a circle.
Yep, aha! We just stole a lucky medal off someone's gravestone.
So can you ever use reveal for any other item that is not immediately visible?
Nope.
That's a bit of a shame, because like that would seem like a very useful thing to have.
Yeah, I know, right? Have like a little item detection thingy on you. That would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of what they did for the magic magnifying glass from Zelda games.
Right.
Like, on top of revealing ghosts and such, it also did reveal hidden things, like what was inside of inside of some items and such.
Oh boy, we got Stardust. That means we need to trek back to the fucking blacksmith.
Damn it, because we don't have space in our inventory ever.
Much.
I mean, at least you didn't throw it far away.
Yeah. Let's see. So next we need to go to the Ateka Cavern. The screenshot they provide, I think I know where this is. Think being the keyword.
I will check it for you. How do you write this?
A-T-T-E-K-A. And then cavern. So, I think I know where this is. I think it's like around here-ish. You're gonna see in a second, Nico. Anyway, getting to Gondwan Settlement's actually kind of tricky. Because, as you can see with me sailing this river, it's totally cut off. You can't go up and down waterfalls, which is weird. You think you'd be able to. Here it's cut off by a mountain. So what do? You actually are expected to fly your way here. And if you don't know, you cannot fly over trees. So they expect you to fly along the rivers and follow up. So let's land in the water here. Am I near a town? Not really. I mean, kind of, but not really.
Ateka.
But yeah, I think I know where it is, based on the screenshot. I think.
Sadly, I cannot find like a screenshot that just straight up shows where it is. I only see a screenshot which shows your character on the map where they are.
Yeah.
So at least.
Again, I think I know where it is. I think.
You will have a coast on like the east side.
Yeah.
And it will be next to a mountain.
Yep. I think it is this coast. Yep, there it is. There's that island. Okay, so we need to fly over here. I'm about to run out of fucking EP.
I think you have to use the river or something.
Yeah, I know.
Or like do this.
I know where I'm going.
Does this use up EP for all of your party members?
It does. Anyway.
So we're gonna enter the freaking dungeon.
no, don't worry, this is a bonus place. So, here we are at the Ateca Cavern. As you can see, there's this giant shiny tablet over there we gotta get. It's pretty simple to get, actually. You just walk over here, and you can't dismount. Weird, right?
There is something hidden here.
Yeah, so what are you supposed to do? Well...
I mean, freeze the water?
No,
we don't have
see,
anything for that.
You position yourself right up here, and then you have Tom drink all the water.
Get rid of the ocean. That's the only way.
So... now we can climb down, and we can grab this tablet.
This kind of reminds me of one of the dumbest puzzles in Overblood 2.
We can now summon Kotlaq. You need 3 Mercury and 3 Jupiter on standby.
Yeah, like in Overblood 2, they had like this weird system that they were so proud of that they gave it an acronym. It was something like worm or something dumb sounding like that.
Yeah.
And the idea was that every puzzle had multiple solutions. And those solutions were sometimes so hilariously dumb that I'm so glad that they did it that way.
Alright, so now let's show off Kotlaq.
Like one of them is there are sharks in the water. What do? We equip a hovering drive so we can jump over the entire room. We can freeze the water so we can walk over the water, or we can get rid of the water and the sharks will die.
Nice.
Because like every normal game would just have a singular solution to a puzzle like that, but they went like all out with just giving you freedom. If you can do it, whatever.
But yeah, that was Kotlaq. That is the only healing summon that you ever get. And it's actually really bad.
I've seen like it healed like 50 HP per character.
Yeah.
It's kind of disappointing, honestly.
Yeah. And we also showed off our new Unleash there, Rising Dragon, which by the way has a mechanic on it similar to the Sonic Blade from the first game. Basically, whenever you unleash with it, it has a chance of releasing either 1 or 2 dragons. If it does 1 dragon, it does an okay amount of damage. If it does 2 dragons, it does hella damage. So, pretty cool.
But yeah, that new summon, it ain't no Undine from Eternia.
Where it full heals you, yeah.
Where like that Undine in that game was so good.
Oh yeah. Even if she only did straight 1s in damage, her healing was amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody gets healed.
Alright, so I'm gonna find my way to town.
And since and seeing how, you know, the system for summons worked in that game, it was actually really, really, really good. Like you know, if you were healing a lot, you would charge her up and, you know, get even more healing because, you know, it's probably a boss battle or some shit.
Yeah.
And also, if something was weak to water, she could shred it still.
Oh yeah.
Like Volt. Volt is either a joke or the hardest boss in the game and no in between.
You just gotta know how to fight him. And also, I hope you Also for Volt, better hope you realized how the cooking system works, because you're going to be cooking a lot of those poison heal dishes.
Or paralysis.
Or paralysis,
But
yes.
or just take chat. Just do it.
Take chat.
She will shred. She will just shred Vault within seconds.
Yes.
It's like this is the hardest fight of the game. I have over prepared. I have gained 10 levels, and then it's just like 2 attacks done.
Yep. Okay, so
Just because Poison Hammer has water element on it.
yes. So let's see. Magma Rock. Does this guide tell me how to get there? It does not, but I think I know where it is, so it won't be too bad, hopefully.
Jesus, what is this guide even good for?
I don't know, cause like I said, the Prima guide for Golden Sun 1, like, yeah, it had a couple issues, but it was good, you know? Their guide for Golden Sun 2, not so much, like, damn. So if you're the type to buy strategy guides, like, I've said it like 700 times, I know, but like, just get the Nintendo Power. Yeah. Cause that guide's really in-depth and really good.
Yeah, I only buy guides which are like they look nice, because honestly nowadays most of them just are heavily outclassed by what you get on a GameFAQs.
Yeah. Alright, so we need to sail.
Since, you know, GameFAQs will also tell you about all of the weird glitches the games have.
Yes.
It's like, so like in Wild Arms, make sure you take an item you have the least of, use it up with 2 people while there's only 1 left, and then just switch the places. Trust me, it's worth it.
Yes.
Same with Pokemon Colosseum. I don't believe the official Nintendo guide would just outright say, "Oh wait, we didn't buy." So you can just use any freaking Pokeball as a Master Ball.
Yep. So, alright.
Fucking Twitch.
Now we need to sail all the way back to fucking Yalam. Sorry, guys. Because we should forge something with the Stardust while we still can.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And he's gonna clog our inventory anyway.
Also, I think
If we at least had like multiple of these.
Could have swore there's a thing in this part.
Oh, there we go. No, shadow of a fish. No. Just use the grappling hook to fish for treasure. When you hear that shrilling pitch, you know, find the 8 parts of the Triforce of Courage. It's not gonna be tedious.
By the way, I've been lying to you guys this entire time. You don't actually need to go into the menu and use hover every time. You can hold the B button and it'll auto-fly.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah. But,
Or I mean, alternatively, you could just use the shoulders buttons.
no, because that brings up the map. So.
Oh, that's true. It's too bad they don't fucking tell you can press the B button.
No, they do not. They expect you to just press every button and hope you know.
Press every button and accidentally soft reset the game.
Yes. But yeah, off to Yalam we go.
At the very least, the soft reset combination is, you know, the same for every game.
Okay, so. But yeah, it's a good thing that they just kind of spam money at you, especially with this, because of how you're going to be going in a lot in this game. So.
There's a lot more back and forth.
Yes.
And especially like with this ship, they pretty much force you to waste a lot of magic.
Oh yeah. Oh, I passed it up. I'm an idiot. There it is. It's just right by the shore here, so. That said, I can see their logic by putting it on the B button because B is also your run button.
That kind of makes sense.
So it's like you're making the ship run, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, it has to flap its wings very hard.
Yeah, that's how you fly. It's canon.
It does have wings.
Alright, so now as usual we just exit town and re-enter to get our thing.
It would have been hilarious if
Go on, sorry.
If the animation for the ship was literally those wings flapping really, really, really fast.
The ship starts sweating.
Yes. Why are you doing this to me?
We got the Luna Shield. It's okay.
What is it good for, even?
It resists Earth, which, had we gotten lucky and gotten this forged earlier, then that would have been really good for Gaia Rock, but as it stands now, we're just gonna sell it.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're getting rid of some inventory space.
Something else to note too, actually, by the way, speaking of our forged materials, every single thing you get from dark matter is cursed. Like, it's like, again, you get some of the best equipment in the game from it, but it's all cursed equipment. And the thing is, unless my memory fails me, I don't think you get a second cleric's ring in this game. So
you can only use it on like one person.
Yeah, so unless you carried the cleric's ring over from the first game, you're fucked. Like, I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Actually, let's go back and use that inn, since we're gonna just go straight to Magma Rock from here. Most likely. Well, actually, no. No, we shouldn't, because there's a town near there. We can rest an inn there. More cost effective. Okay, so... But yeah, like I said, it's, unless you manage to really luck out on the dark matter, don't stress too much because you can farm it later.
And like also you can only really get like few things from it that are actually worth using.
Yeah, pretty much. That said, you get one if you get lucky or you save scum it. One of the things you can get is actually one of the best swords in the game, like straight up. In which I will be farming for that because let's just say they had a very specific character in mind when they put that sword into the game. What town is this? Oh, it's Dahlia. Okay. What up?
That's some bitch named Deltrice.
Yeah, totally. Alright, so let's sail into the western half.
What if there was a town just called Deltrice?
And it's where all the trees are technological. Get it? Because Del.
Because Del. Because Del.
You get it?
Yes.
Just making sure. I know my amazing humor is lost on you sometimes, Nico, so I just want to make sure.
I mean, Dell isn't the worst brand of laptops.
That said, I would never go for them ever again. I used to own a Dell, and that thing was shit.
Yeah. I used to have one, and like, it had just the worst sounding ventilator ever. Like, the moment the moment it had to cool down, it was like impossible to actually use. It sounded like a vacuum cleaner that had a raccoon stuck in it. A live raccoon that was still trying to escape and being horribly mutilated while also being electrocuted at the same time. So it just couldn't die. And it just kept going and going.
But yeah, like, this also brings up another thing about the Nintendo Power Guide, actually. Those coins I just pulled up. The Nintendo Power Guide actually has every single secret spot in these fucking waters mapped out for you. And tells you what's in them. Whereas with the Prima Guide, they just go, oh, if you see one, search it, and you might get something. Like, yeah, thanks, guys. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Like, God.
But like, you may find treasure chests if you search along the line, the coastline. I'm not gonna list them. Fuck that.
No.
It's like we're printing those for money, you know? These instructions that people paid for. Whereas they could have gotten them online for free. It's 2000 it was like 2005. People, like, those guys existed online.
Okay, so I don't think we can get Antigo from here.
You know, the most hilarious thing is, like, going back to guides in general, there is a wiki for many guides. Like not game facts, just like some wiki, and it has some of the most in-depth guides you could possibly imagine for the Dog Island.
Oh wow!
Like, it's crazy in depth for how, you know, for what that game is. It's hilarious.
One very enthusiastic Dog Island fan just wanted to get the info out there.
I don't think anybody's actually capable of disliking that game.
They'll watch the intro and their heart will melt.
Like, literally, like, recently when I was browsing the like between the calls at work, I was browsing the web shop I work for, and they had Dog Island listed, and every review for that game was like 5 out of 5, best game you could possibly want.
Good.
When picking this up, but which is true. Like, when you pick up that, when you consciously pick up a game that has that cover, your expectations are nothing. Generally.
You're right.
But then it just turns out to be very good for what it is. Only a little bit tedious at times, but like otherwise, you know, a lot of things can be ignored.
Right.
Go to Teresa. She will have Maria Teresa. She will have the nails. I know it.
That fucking joke. God. In a kid's
Like,
game.
why?
In a kid's game. Ah, that's messed up.
Just like, and it was so straight faced as well. It was just there.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not even sure if those jokes were localization, having fun with the material, or I'm not sure if they originally intended that to be the joke. Like, if so, that's like unnecessarily meta. Also, all of those names. The dogs are supposed to be called like fucking Mr. Bubs or Spot.
Instead, you have shit like Mortimer. Spencer.
Mortimer, Gerardio,
Yeah.
Maria Teresa,
Like,
Alfonso.
fucking...
Like, no fucking wonder they give you like 15 characters to input your own name.
Right? Yeah, that's the mountains. We're not going back there.
And then they even had the gang of bullies who was dressed up in like the worst clothes.
Yes.
And then I outdone them with an eye patch, a strawberry hat.
I still don't know why you...
This is just what happens when I get a character customization. It's like the only part of wrestling games I ever enjoyed.
Super Legion is now hosting me, thank you. Now, here we are at the Magma Rock.
Use reveal in the middle of that thing.
Fuck, like, hold on, cause like... no, that's it. Here we go. Now, this is the last of the rock dungeons. And, that is your roadblock to let you know that this very blatantly is not until you have the other party. And we have these things that shoot fireballs. That is certainly a thing. Now, of all the rock dungeons, this one is the one that's probably the coolest looking. But if memory serves, it's also the most annoying one. We're gonna be here a while. So hope you're comfy. And here's a little hidden secret. I don't know how you're supposed to figure this out, but
push it. No? What? Can you blow up any of the other ones?
Kinda. But yeah, you're gonna be spamming burst here a lot because it'll make the Maui heads shoot stuff. And you want them to shoot stuff. So, or at least you don't want them to shoot stuff at you though. A bad idea.
Does it actually damage your party?
I believe so. But anyway. Like, I wonder, can we do it on this one? Yes, we can, and in fact you have to, because I remember what this is for. So now we sit here, and bam, elevator.
Oh.
Also, the song that plays here is fucking poppin'. Just saying.
Okay, let me listen to it. Oh, Little Death.
Little Death, yes. But yeah, poor Tom here is gonna be the one who's gonna get hurt the most because
fire.
yeah, and he, you know, is a water type. So It's gonna hurt him quite a bit. Alright. We have to climb down from up there. Let's see. The map for this place sucks. Good to know. Okay.
So some things just never change.
Yeah, oh yeah.
War never changes, except that war has changed.
Right.
Depends which sequel you go by.
Oh boy, an oil drop. A favorite. Fuck that.
Throw it as far away as possible.
Alright.
Why are they even giving them to us at this point?
Eats me, dude.
Especially since it's not like magic is such a difficult resource to come by. It just recovers on its own.
Right.
I mean, magic items do make sense in games where you have like the D&D system of magic points.
Right.
Or in games where like a skill would have a restricted action, but an item would not, like Divinity. Here it's just like, why did they even bother to make them? Especially since they're not even like remotely better.
I don't know why, but for some reason I expect you to say, especially since they're not even canon.
I mean, the drowning rod is the only canon.
It's not even an attack item.
It drowns. It's as good as it fucking gets. It extinguishes life just like that. Like, when I have some very, very specific things that I adore about certain objects or situations, and I will never let go of it.
Oh boy, don't I know.
Just like the lotion from Harry Potter 3.
And your unbridled hatred for Shauna.
Listen, I have my reasons.
Shipping.
Also, Shauna's the worst.
Wow. Rip Shauna.
I mean, it's true. You don't even really need a healer lady in that game. The healing items are already so good.
Yeah. And you have guard.
And you have guard, which reduces damage you take and restores HP.
You were so happy when Miranda took over.
I mean, Miranda's not much better, but that's not her fault. She's fucked by the moveset of, this white dragon.
Okay, so we can go over this way. Again, the way they did this map, dude, goddamn. Like, I should honestly take a picture of it and fucking post it up. It's like, it is so goddamn tiny!
They wanted to keep it accurate resolution to what you're actually getting on your tiny ass black Game Boy Advance screen.
I don't doubt that.
I mean, you can barely tell what you're looking at on the original one. They wanted to keep this experience accurate.
God. coins. That's if you need to go back. We will in a second.
Why do they give you some such weirdly specific amounts of money?
Beats me.
It's a little bit like, why not just make it 400?
No, not acceptable.
Do you also think that your characters just pick up them coin by coin and go this like 1, 2?
I mean, I do that, so.
I mean, it's not like they have anything better to do when they're fused inside of either you or the other you.
Right.
I remember there was this one RPG I played where like the transitions for the characters like, you know, grouping together were really awkward. You know, like, you know, when your party is walking around and having a cutscene, and then like, when the cutscene ends, everybody walks into the main character.
Right.
There was this one, I can't remember which one it was, where those transitions were like super long and really awkward. And I always loved to say like, all right, that's enough time outside, assimilate now. It's enough of a walk you got there.
Alright, so we need to find our way up here from a different route, looks like.
It's getting cold, get back in the inside.
Like I said, I cannot remember the fucking... I know I played it ages ago. I gotta look through my game collection, but like... I swear to God, there was one RPG I played where they lampshaded that, where they were... Where like the main character was like, okay, that's enough out of you, get back in here. And like, just like the party just shoves back in him. Like, I swear to God that was a thing.
Wasn't it like Arctolad 3?
That might have been it, yeah.
I mean, Lutz was the character that seems like he would get that sort of reaction from just about everybody.
Right.
And also, you know, that game had really good comedy.
Yes.
Maybe we can still set him straight. But I never saw him with Lavender. I'm not talking about that. That was one of my favorite moments. And it's so paid off to do every single fucking side quest.
Yes, just for that.
Not just because you became a god, because that game's difficulty level was non-existent, but the fact that all of the side quests just sort of intertwined together was so well done. And I'm the kind of person to often ignore doing side quests unless there is, you know,
substantial
a good reason. Yeah. But like in that one, I was really sad at one moment where I discovered that, oh wait, there's like 10 side quests I missed because I went on with the story.
Rip.
I mean, mind you, it was 10 side quests of like 140.
Yep. And as per learning my lesson with previous dungeons, I am saving, like, every other room now.
At the very least, the encounter rate in this location is really reasonable.
It is. Don't let the fireball hit you. Bad idea.
Bleh.
Wait for it. Alright, so speaking of streams, last night Ryo and I finished Power Rangers Hyperforce. Now, the system they made for it is pretty simplistic, so we could just, you know...
Wing it?
Yeah, wing it, if they don't release that official book. But, now... That said, so on a gameplay aspect, it's fine. But, on a story aspect, judging it, because it is treated as an official Power Rangers season, it is. The first half of it is really fun and really good. The second half is rough, though, man. Without going into too many spoilers, let's just say some of the plot twists they try to throw in. To anyone who has ever seen a single episode of any of the seasons that they're trying to pull lore from, that shit makes no sense. Let's put it that way. Like, I think because, like, what it really comes across as is the GM of the campaign. I think what it is she didn't actually watch any of the, or at least not a lot of the seasons. She just read about them on the wiki, right? And tried to...
So she had summaries of the episodes, but not exactly how it happened.
You're right, and that ended up biting her in the ass in a lot of ways. With her story. That said...
So what's the story of this episode? Billy gets a bad grade and then they have to fight a bee. What?
Because he got a B.
B is for bad.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that what you do when you get a bee? You have to fight a bee monster? That's why the Asian parents tell you not to get bees. You have to fucking fight them.
No, B is just for bad.
But,
you still get to have dinner, though.
So, okay, we opened up that shortcut. Okay. There's apparently an item I missed. I will go get it.
Leave it. It's probably an oil drop.
It's not. I checked what it is. But that said, on a character basis, all of the player characters are really fun. Although, because of how it's largely improv, a lot of the characters are inconsistent. That said, my favorite character was Eddie, the Blue Ranger. So for the first time ever, the Blue Ranger was my favorite in a season of Power Rangers. And we got a Salamander Tail. Salamander Tail is a forgeable thingy, so we're gonna have Stan hold on to that, and it means we have to go back to Yellow On later.
But I liked Billy from the first season.
Well, so do I, but he wasn't my favorite, because Zach is right there, bro.
But Billy.
Boy. Was he your favorite, Nico?
Yeah, kinda.
Fair. But yeah, for me personally, the first time ever a Blue Ranger was my favorite. And he is the character played by the YouTuber Andre the Black Nerd, who, his content...
You don't even really like him, but you still like his character.
Yeah, like... And I'm not even saying that to, like, insult the guy. I'm sure in real life he's a cool dude and everything. I've never met him. I just don't care for his content. But the character he played was really good. Not only did he get because, like, he was he was such a unique combination, not only just for Rangers, but just in general. And what I mean by that is, okay, he's both the meta guy, but also the loser rolled into one. I have not seen many examples of that. So, like, he would bust out jokes about, like, how Power Rangers works and stuff, like, on a meta level and whatnot, right?
Yes.
Like I told you about that time he defeated the fucking cotton candy monster by throwing milkshake on them. Fucking. But then, like, his whole character arc is that, he's this huge loser to the point that it's funny. Kind of like me and Ryo's character Melvin, if you've heard us go on about him, right? But, like, where it started going as the show went on is that his life sucked so bad, I honestly started feeling bad for the guy. I did. Like, I actually started getting invested in the shit he was going through and just trying to make it through the day when you have, like, literally the whole fucking universe after your ass, you know? Like, oh, and here's a part where we can't interact with that just yet, I don't think.
Blow it up.
We're about to. But,
set it on fire.
But yeah, I really got invested in, Eddie's character, and, where one part too, which also shows the GM not quite being fair sometimes, and also, like, as the show goes on, the players are kind of sort of call her out for it a little bit, right?
Call her out, as in?
Call her out.
Oh, okay.
Like, okay, so at the end of one episode, or, you know what, backpedal. Okay, over the course of one of the episodes, Eddie makes friends with this one NPC, right? And at this point in the game story, it's been established that Eddie comes from a really wealthy family. Like, they are, like, mega rich. Like fantasy style rich where they don't even have to work. Like, they sit on their ass and people pay them money to sit on their ass. Okay, right?
So royal family.
Kinda. Now, at the end of this episode, because the NPC Eddie made friend with was like this low-life bum, right? Like, had like nothing to his name, just a dude who was like literally homeless, like just a dude who hung out around the city, right? So at the end of the episode, Eddie was like, alright, so I'm gonna take out a roll of money from my pocket and give it to him. And the GM was like this close to being like, but you can't do that. But like, before she could do that, he was like, now remember, I am Edward III, heir to one of the richest companies in the world. And she was like, fine. Like, she relented. Like, so.
Yeah, but that's just kind of the nature of D&Ding. You kind of have to remind the GM some things. I you know, they can't remember exactly every fucking thing, especially since if it's not relevant for the most part.
Yeah, but like, she would fuck up even on certain stuff that, like, you'd think you would know, right? Especially if you're the one writing the damn thing. Like, at one point, she just kind of forgot one of the NPCs existed. So the one other character who is Ryo's favorite, her name's Vesper, she's the Black Ranger. She was, like, at one point, she's like, man, what happened to Lena's song? And that's the name of the NPC, and the GM's like, wait, shit. Just kind of brought her back, and she's like, I'm right here. Like,
I was here all along, right under his carpet.
I just didn't say anything, what?
Bring me water.
But, right now I'm skimming the guide to make sure I didn't, miss anything before we enter, so...
we had a lot of little things like that with our game master, actually. And it's kind of funny because I have really good memory for very stupid and irrelevant things. And I love jokingly calling him out on it. So like literally months after a campaign where I was supposed to get like a pillow from the gods,
Uh-huh.
a flying pillow from the gods. Because it was promised to me, I was like, I was supposed to get this pillow. This magical Amazon is bullshit. So yeah, and then I got it after another 2 months. Typical Amazon. And it was useless. Like, it really is useless, but it's hilarious.
So here's
I'm going to fucking use it for everything.
So here's a gimmick to this dungeon. We actually have to mess with the lava levels in it. So
this looks like we have to get to the other side, pull the dam, drown the village in lava.
Totally. That's totally it. Yep. You got it. Good job, Nico.
Does the background actually change depending on whether the lava levels have been raised or not?
No, it's the same regardless. But that said, there's a lot of detail to this background, even if it doesn't. It loops.
Yeah.
It very noticeably loops.
No, like that's just how every background in this game is designed. Even the one that's showing 2 ships accidentally.
Yes.
2 of your own ship, your very unique one.
Yeah. But yeah, we messed this up, so we can just we can run back.
I always love little things like that. Like, for example, you know Princess Crown, correct? Right?
Yeah.
There is a pirate character in that game, and obviously, as pirates do, he has a peg leg and an eye patch.
Yeah.
But because of just how much effort they put into the animation in that game, they just could not afford to reanimate him for standing right or left. So the place of his eye patch and peg leg just always changes.
Of course.
But again, they've actually put a little bit of effort to sort of cover that up. It almost looks like there is a little bit of an animation going on, where it looks like he just pulls the eye patch to the other eye.
So he's not actually blind or missing an eye. He just changes.
Like, it's just for the ladies, you know, it's for the looks. Like, there is an additional frame of animation, additional few frames when he turns to right or left, where it looks like he's putting it to the other eye.
Nice.
It's the same. They've done the same thing for like all of the weapons, because again, it looks like the characters are just changed their. They put an animation for characters changing their hands.
Right.
You know, it's still pretty weird because nobody would do that.
Right.
But also, nobody would animate that much, even them. It would literally be twice as much work.
Oh yeah. Starman says you didn't mention that there's a lot of celebrity guests. I mean, if you had let us finish our conversation, Starman, I might have. But like, hey, I mean, fuck me, I guess. But yeah, that was another thing they did too. They had a lot of celebrities on the show. Like I mentioned, Andre the Black Nerd, he's one of them. Also, the Pink Ranger Chloe. What's interesting about her is that she is, by all rights, the main character. Like, it's so weird. Like, I know Time Force had Jen as the leader, right? But
Yeah.
as the main character, no, we've never had a Pink who is the main character. Because her name's Chloe. She's played by another YouTuber. Strawberry17, who is a cosplay channel, from what I understand, right? Now, okay, I don't think we want to fill this place with magma yet. Like, let's survey the place. Hold on, I'm checking the map too. That leads there. That leads. That leads to that. That leads to. Yeah, we don't want to do it just yet. Okay, so, but like, now she's a fun character and all, but like, she's the one who gets all the upgrades before everybody else. She's the one who has the backstory, without going into too much detail, she's the one who has the backstory that ties directly with the villains. And, oh, a genie. I forgot you were here. Hi, buddy. Now, let me just fight this genie real quick.
Save.
I did. Because being
Okay.
one in a dungeon, he does fight you. So, bring it on, fuckboy. But yeah, like, for example, she's the one who gets the battleizer out of everybody. Which, it also leads to, like, during the last, like, 3 episodes, it leads to something funny, too, where, like, not very subtly, everyone else in the campaign's just, like, going towards the GM and going, give me a frickin' battleizer! Because Chloe gets her battleizer actually pretty early in. She gets it, like, in episode 10. So... So yeah, for the first time ever, Pink Ranger's the main character. Very unique.
Yeah, it was actually interesting that they would change that.
And that was pretty easy. And now we have the Mars Genie Fury. What does Fury do? Call forth wandering souls to attack.
Still not as good as a drowning.
And this gives Ryo the class of Chaos Lord,
Ooh.
which is his final class he'll have. Very huge increase in stats, as you can see there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh.
next...
Oh.
Huh?
Yeah. Also, I've been playing further in Digimon Adventure, and it's like so far there is like one episode that they completely botched.
Really?
Like just really disappointingly put it together
Aww.
compared to the original. But otherwise, everything else is very nicely adapted. The episode that, like, at least in my opinion, they really could have done a lot better is the one where Kabuterimon gets his ultimate evolution.
Ah.
Like that one, like that was one of the best episodes in the series for me.
Yeah.
At least in the first half, like there was a lot of subtlety to it, which was really cool. And like, it was just very interestingly put together in general. Like, and the problem with the game adaptation is, unlike how every other episode was, they actually changed a lot about it and dumbed it down a lot.
Ouch.
Because every other episode, it's just like pretty much one-to-one with what actually happens in it. There were some odd changes, which you know usually just budget, and like one change which I absolutely do not understand. Like, you know, that one episode where Tai goes to the real world for one day.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was
He's
also
like, it's been
one
only
of
like 5 minutes in the real world. What? Like...
It was also one of the most striking episodes of the first series because it had like such a unique look to it.
Yeah.
You know, everything being in sepia and also way better animated than the whole rest of the series.
Yes.
But they got rid of the sepia tone for that one.
Aww.
And it was so easy to do. That's like screen filters 101. You could have done it.
Yeah.
It really kind of ruins the intended effect of that episode. Because otherwise the whole rest of the thing is pretty well kept together. You know, not quite as atmospheric, obviously, because for that they would just have to play the clips like pretty much the entire episode back to back, no changes.
Right.
Did
I fuck up? Because, like, hold on.
I think AU just put it too early.
No, I'm not talking about the burst thing. Hold on. Let's run back. Because it's not that big a deal, I can empty the lava, but like...
But yeah, like, and the best part is about that adaptation, about the adaptation of that episode. They remembered that that episode had a sepia tone because for the FMV they made for it, they put it in sepia.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's just very weird.
Yeah, so why didn't they just do it for that whole section?
Yeah, especially since it's literally 5 minutes long. I mean, okay, not 5. I'm gonna say like 11 minutes or so. You know, I say it's 1-to-1 adaptation, but it's like, you know, abridged in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you would just have to play the scenes from.
Like, the game would be like 100 hours long.
Yeah. But yeah, like overall, my experience so far, pretty good. And as the game progresses, they do add more moves, which make the battles more interesting. A lot less basic bitch than they are at the start. Because like you get stats up, stats down, status effects, and etc. But they could but they introduced those things at such a snail's pace. And also certain things that they did to keep it accurate to the show really hurt it as a game.
Ouch.
Like, you remember how Patamon could never evolve into his ultimate form until, like his champion form until like way late into the series?
Yeah.
They kept that true.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, whereas in the show it didn't really matter, for the game it kind of does, because everything gets so much more HP and it gets really, really annoying. And also, that whole time in the second, in like the second arc when they get to the continent where Patamon has not evolved, where Takamon has not evolved into a Patamon, he doesn't gain experience for that whole time period, and he becomes where everybody's like about 26. Not only can he not evolve, but he's also 10 levels behind everybody else.
Jesus.
Like, why so much cruelty? You have to keep him in your party at all times so he gets enough XP to ever catch up. But you don't really want to, because he's literally useless. Just like, why? Why so cruel? Like, that's probably the one part of the original series that I don't think anybody would really mind if they just lampshaded it and were like, oh yeah, he can evolve. Like
You're right.
everybody else.
Yeah, not special.
I mean, granted, Angemon is like super OP in the one fight where you get to use him. And they could have let you have it, you know, they could have.
I really don't understand why they put this Maui here when you can just burst the fucking pillar yourself. But also speaking of the celebrity guests, I couldn't talk about them without also talking about when Jason David Frank shows up on the show. He shows up twice. The first time to play Tommy, as he is known to.
Obviously.
The second time to play Lord Draken. And you can tell he was having the time of his fucking life playing Lord Draken. Like, he gets, like, I'm looking at the map while I talk right now. But, like, let's just say he decides to take the story to a new level. You know, when he comes in. Because, like, okay, here's the scenario, alright? The team gets transported into the timeline that Shattered Grid takes place in, right? So Lord Draken reigns supreme, whatever. Lord Draken, however, is having trouble taking over this one area. So he's trying to force the Hyperforce crew to work with him, and in exchange for their service, he's like, I'll let you live, I'll let you go, just promise you'll never show your face around here again, and it's all cool after you're done helping me. I'll even give you whatever. So at first, you know, being Power Rangers, they're like, that's fucking stupid, no, we're not helping you, what the hell? And Lord Draken's like, are you sure? Because, you know, being a Power Ranger myself, I'm a big fan of you guys, I want you on my side. Because, you know, and if you keep saying no, you might not care what I do to you, but maybe you'll care about what I do to your friends. And so he has one of his guards grab one of the NPCs they had met earlier and, like, hold him down, right? And
then he takes one of those devices to cut off people's fingers that they use at the Mafia.
You're close. But yeah, the Hyperforce crew's like, bitch, please, you don't do it. And without fucking hesitation, JDF just goes, I cut his head off. And out of character, everyone else is just like, whoa, what the fuck? It's just...
It's your fault now. You let me do it.
Pretty much.
You had the choice to you had the choice and you just didn't do it. The poor person didn't have to die.
And so the GM's like they're kind of taken aback too, but they're also like, roll for it. And if you don't know, it's a 1d6 system that Hyperforce uses. So JDF rolls a perfect 6. And so the GM's just like, well, in one swift motion, his head goes rolling towards the team. But yeah, like, dude, he like, all the fucking evil shit he would just do kept taking the team off guard. Like, they kept thinking he wouldn't have the balls to do it, but he just kept proving them wrong. Like, it's really fun. Like, if you only watch one episode of Hyperforce, make it that episode. It's great. Like,
What do you mean, is that true, Starman?
he said that in regards to the Patamon thing.
Yeah, it is true. He becomes useless. They kind of give you something which increases EXP rate, and it, like, the upgrade system in that game is kind of interesting because it's like putting pieces of a puzzle into like a tangram thingy. Although it could be better. It's no Sugunai Atonement tangram upgrade system, but whatever. And the piece that is like increases EXP earned, it literally looks like it's specifically made to fit into Padamon's tangram.
It probably is.
But it still is just like doing something really dumb and then put like it's like purposely cutting your arm and then cutting your finger and giving you a band-aid because it will make it better.
Don't worry, it'll be okay. I'm not filling the place with lava yet. So the other cameo characters they had were Aisha from, the second Yellow Ranger, in which she had a which also their favorite cameo because he went in there with one goal: fuck this scenario over any way he possibly can.
Sabotage. Speaking of quality,
it's starting to become art.
Slowly, but still, it's fine.
Alright,
now it's unplugged.
I'm gonna hold still.
I will reset it. Just wait a second. I will tell you when it becomes unbearably artistic.
Alright, I'll just
I'm slowly getting there.
Yeah, I'll just reset the stream when it gets there.
Yeah.
So, is it there, or...?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm gonna keep holding still for a couple seconds.
I mean, holding still really doesn't help because it just only gets worse every time.
Well, I'll keep running then. And you tell me when, okay, that's enough, let's reset.
Yeah, where you literally cannot follow what's even going on the screen.
Yeah.
Why does it even do that? It's such a weird error.
I don't know, okay, like... They also had Andros from, whatchamacallit? In Space.
Star Fox.
No, not from Star Fox. from In Space show up, but he does nothing. He shows up for a brief time and he just leaves. Let's see.
Like one of those nostalgia critic cameos where somebody walks in and they're like, cameo! And walks out.
Kinda. Am I going the wrong way? Hold on. Just check this. Okay, I have to lava the room to progress. Okay.
I really don't know why they had to do that to Patamon. Just, I guess, authenticity.
Authenticity.
Yeah. Which really because of that authenticity, everybody else is just normal useful, and then Patamon is special.
Yes. I'm
really curious what they are going to do with Gatomon, because that one was always in its champion form, pretty much.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do there? Missed. And it's a real shame that they did that too, because otherwise the characters are mostly decently balanced. There are some which are obviously way more powerful than others, but that kind of fits in how the show was.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't exactly call any of the Digimon you have useless, except for Patamon, obviously. But that's just how things go. Um, there was for some reason a game based off of the Data Squad season.
Gross.
I've never heard too much about that season.
It sucked.
Yeah. Was it worse than Frontier?
That's debatable, honestly.
Hmm.
Like me personally, I think it's worse. But you could very easily make a case that Frontier is the worst of the two.
Oh, because like the only thing I saw of that season was like a little bit of I've seen a review of it, and it really just didn't look very interesting.
It's not.
Like even the animation looked really off.
It is. It also has a music budget of about 5 cents.
Hmm. It's like the animation just looked like they used Flash a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, this chain isn't going to burn my skin right off.
No. The fumes from the lava would not superheat the metal at all. I mean...
Our main hero punched the G... Yeah, that's the only other thing I know.
And it's stupid. I hate it.
Yeah. And apparently the PS2 game based off of it is even more stupid.
Wouldn't doubt that.
Because apparently the main gimmick they made for it was that your Digimon have like preference to which moves they want to use at a given point in time.
Gross.
And the way it is presented is so stupid. It's just like you have like a whole bunch of hexagons on your screen. It's like more than 20 at least,
Jesus.
if not, and each one indicates an attack, and a lot of them repeat. There will be like 10 attack, 5 defense, 2 some other attack. 1 for using an item or some shit like this, and you have to navigate through them, and they change every single turn.
Jesus.
And the best part is they have an item which removes them and makes the game playable, but it's super rare and like usable, like a consumable during a battle.
That's bullshit.
It's like we have a thing that makes this play like a regular game, so we'll make it a consumable.
We'll make it bad. Sounds great, guys. Thanks.
I mean, honestly, making a gimmick for the sake of making a gimmick just is like a Digimon game.
I mean, yeah, but a bad one in that case.
Pretty like it's kind of how it is with Digimon games. They're like all interesting, but like how Digimon World, interesting, but follow a guide.
Oh yeah.
Also interesting, but you'll never get the Digimon you want. The training system is so complicated. You could write a master thesis on it.
Yes.
And you'll still get a lot of things wrong.
Fun fact, by the way, speaking Digimon World, you know that Let's Play of Pokemon Reborn I've been following?
Uh-huh.
The guy who did that LP, apparently, he also LP'd Digimon World 1. And why I bring this up is because he apparently paid a guy like a shit ton of money to just decode literally all of Digimon World, like in its entirety. Like just pick it apart line by line and like decipher everything about the game.
Wow. I mean, that does sound like something you would have to do to make that game suitable for human consumption.
So I kind of want to check his LP out now, because like someone mentioned it, like. So,
how does this function?
Right.
But then there is Redigitize, which is so good.
And we got a Golem Core, which is another forgeable item.
Yeah, but like if it's one of those things where if the idea of Digimon World sounds interesting to you, just play Redigitize.
Yeah, kinda.
It's like the story is completely different, yes, but it's a game that was actually made for human consumption, and I did most of the quests there were in the game without having to consult a walkthrough.
Yeah.
And the experimentation with the different evolutions was not terrible. It could have been a little bit better, because it's pretty much made in such a way that if you don't meet the exact requirements for whatever Digimon that you want to make, you will always get the one you don't want.
Yep.
Just like always, it's made specifically for that. Just like if your stats are off by just one, just like they don't meet the specific, very specific requirement, you'll get the one you don't want. You'll get the shittier one of the two that you could possibly get in this arrangement. Also, just the fact that getting like putting a lot of effort into training will actually yield you like a really shitty Digimon was a little bit annoying.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, it kind of worked, because putting all of your time and effort into training just wasn't worth it for the most part. So you had a lot of spare time between the different stages of evolution to do the side quests, which didn't require too much fighting, because you can avoid most of the fights if you want.
Yep.
And it was so well implemented in that way. Because you just had nothing better to do. And everything's like super expensive in that game. So there was an actual good reason for you to go out of your way and do optional shit.
Yeah.
Like fishing. Fishing was the fucking best.
You can also get Angelomon by fishing for some reason.
Always.
Somehow. Like, what sense does that make?
Wasn't it Seadramon?
You can. Like, there's a bunch of different results you can get for fishing. Angelomon's just the most what the fuck one.
I think it was just like... Oh yeah, I think I remember. Yeah, it was just like a... Because you can't equip... You only have one Digimon, but you can just sometimes find them.
Yeah.
The one thing I really didn't care for was the way your Digimon learned their moves, in that you had to be attacked by by those moves while you were a specific type of Digimon.
Yeah.
That was a little bit unnecessary. It's like just maybe just allow me to learn those moves by getting attacked. That percentage chance of me actually learning the move is so low. Still, second, like next to Digimon Adventure, the most like it is the one that I would most recommend to normal people.
Yeah. Safe for human consumption.
Yeah, it's suitable for human consumption.
Unlike Dragon Guard 3, apparently.
Like, Dragon Guard 3 is okay. You know, you can deal.
No, I'm just making fun of the image. But Dragon Guard 3 is a good game if you remember to downscale it.
Yeah, that's the weird part. Play the game in 480p, then it runs better. Way better. It shouldn't be happening. Not on a console. But apparently, that actually is a common thing on the PS3.
Really?
If you, like, yeah, I've actually tried it with several games now, and it works. If you decide the resolution, like, if you put the resolution down to 480p or 576p, the game will actually run smoother in a lot of cases.
Oh wow.
It's true for every single, like pretty much every single Unreal Engine game. Pretty much. I have not tested it with anything outside of that, but that Wolverine Origins game runs better in 480p. Dragon Guard 3 runs better in 480p. Although with Wolverine Origins, the game doesn't run terribly if you play it in the 720p mode. Like it will like have screen tearing and drop frames sometimes, but it's still very playable. Like it will chop a few frames, but outside of that, it's just perfectly fine. So I still kept it in the higher resolution mode. Dragon Guard 3, however, I'm never playing in the HD resolutions ever again. If I ever whenever I decide to record it for a long play or something, I am playing it in lower resolution. Fuck it.
Right.
It's way better that way. Which honestly begs the question why they didn't just budget re-release it on the PS4. Since it's in Unreal Engine anyway. Or release it on PC. Fuck it. I mean, jeez. That would actually make the game better overall.
Yeah.
Because it couldn't possibly run worse. But, you know, maybe, just maybe, one day they will be like, "Hey, Yoko Taro, do you want to make a Dragon Guard but now suitable for human consumption collection?" Yeah, okay.
If you give him enough money, Yoko Taro will do anything.
That's kind of what he said.
Yeah.
Are you planning to make another sequel? I don't know, if Square Enix gives me money for that, I will.
At least he's honest.
I love that about him. It's like he does not sugarcoat anything. And also, he never makes any false promises.
No.
It's just like, are you gonna make another? Are you gonna re-release the Nier on like the newer systems? And he's like, I'm useless. Ask Square Enix.
And he's being honest. Like.
Yeah, honestly, he has pretty much no word in that. The IP belongs to Square Enix, not to him. They can do whatever. Why does it not work?
Oh, I know why.
Maybe you have to pull it.
Oh boy. Puzzle time.